What is up, y'all? Capone Tony here, and welcome to another Ever Crisis video, and welcome to the crossover event for Final Fantasy XIII and Ever Crisis. Exciting stuff going on. New crossover event. It's got some new draws. We got some new quality of life things in this game, new events. So yeah, a lot to go through in this video. And but like I always do, I'm going to start with the new banner first. It is, like I said, a crossover banner. It is Tifa and Aerith, what they call that, Aerith banner. So yeah, Tifa and Aerith, limited weapons, limited costumes from inspired by Final Fantasy XIII, both lightning fits. So yeah, let's check it out. So they kind of changed this whole format of how like the draws are looked now. So it's kind of interesting. So let's try it on real quick. Okay, so let's start with one character. We'll start with Tifa. So Tifa, yeah, lightning fit. I think both the characters look great. Yeah, love the aesthetic. I mean, I don't know. It looks good. I like how Tifa's hair looks here, like the color on the end. So yeah, looks really good. So the Guardian Corps uniform is what it's called for Tifa. Physical and magic war plus 15 points. That means she's getting a physical and magic defense boost of 20%. It's always good on a costume. And then she's getting Soldiers of Valor. Attack stance command gauge max. Magic ability damage plus 20%. So that's good. 15% on the HP. And ice ability damage plus 30%. So yeah, typical like super arcanum. This one's focused on magic ice. And yeah, pretty straightforward. Yeah, I mean, when it comes to crossovers in this game, like a lot of the time the outfits, they kind of, you know, they're not as that much better than featured weapons, but you know, just like a tad better to, you know, give them that limited appeal to them. So this weapon here is probably going to be better than like a typical feature banner weapon, but it's not going to be like as good as like a limit break weapon, you know. So but yeah, anyway, lightning gloves here for Tifa. It's the weapon that she has. Deals 600% magic ice damage at OB0. Also, ice resist is decreased low to mid. And 70% HP more. Applies exploit weakness for 15% for 15 seconds. That's really low. That's actually really low potency and really short duration. So, yeah, I'm not really sure about this weapon at OB0. Magic, boost magic attack and boost ice potency are the R abilities. Magic attack, and X sigil boost. X sigil plus 2. And yeah, OB1, we're at 42 and 18 on the R abilities, 720% magic ice damage. Again, low to mid, just a little bit extra duration on these debuffs and buffs. Once you get to OB6, that's where this weapon starts to really, you know, be worth it. So 1080% magic ice damage with ice resist is decreased mid to high now, and the exploit goes to 25% for 20 seconds. So much better exploit weakness at OB6. Still like not crazy though, because her blue daffodil was a 50% HP or more, and it was like 40% at OB6. But yeah, that's the weapon. That's all it did was exploit. This is, you know, doing a lot more than just exploit. But anyway, 54 and 30 on the R abilities, OB6. And then OB10 is when the weapon is just crazy. So 1340 magic ice damage, ice resist decrease mid to high, and then 30% on the exploit weakness. So you get a little bit, 5% extra on the exploit. And then you get a little bit extra duration on both the ice resist down and the exploit as well. Only 25 seconds on the exploit, but you gotta think about it from the fact that she's going to be using this constantly as well. So she's always going to get that little extra extension of 8 seconds a lot of the time. So it's going to be harder for this exploit to typically fall off than like an exploit where you cast it the first time for like 60 seconds and then you don't cast it again until that 60 seconds run out. Since this is a DPS weapon, she's going to be constantly using this over and over. So she's going to be extending this ice resist down and the exploit. 62 and 42 on the R abilities, very, very good. And yeah, 666 on the magic attack. So yeah, typical DPS weapon, but damn, it does a lot with one cast, you know. Just 1340 damage alone is like really, really strong, but doing ice resist down and exploit at the same time is pretty crazy. And then, you know, the cool thing about her having exploit on this weapon on her main hand is that she wouldn't have to run Blue Daffodil in the offhand to get exploit, or get it from somebody else, you know, like a external character that's casting exploit like Aerith or Yuffie or whatever, Red 13. she can cast exploit herself while she's using her DPS weapon. So that's like really cool. She can use her Advent Children gloves in the offhand now to boost up, any existing buffs as well. So that's really cool. So yeah, it's a very strong magic ice build. Yeah, nothing really to say about it. Does a ton of damage, applies ice resist, exploit same time. I mean, that's a lot of stuff for one cast. I mean, I always say this, the more stuff a weapon can do with one cast, the better it is. So yeah, really solid weapon here for Tifa. Only real downside to it though, it's ice, magic ice. So if you're good on magic ice, I would say it's not really, a super necessity or anything. I would say at a low overboost, this weapon is not great either, because 720% is just very low. It's a limited weapon too, so this is something you can't wishlist over time. You have to either commit or just accept it at a low overboost with the costume. If you're more casual to the game, you'll just do that anyway though. Just get the costume and the weapon and just be happy with it at a low overboost. But if you're more serious about the game and whatnot when it comes to the meta and doing well in events and things like that, then I would say you definitely want to at least try to get the OB6 on this weapon to make it worth it, or like OB4, OB5 to eventually get to OB6. So yeah, because at a low overboost, I feel this weapon is not the greatest, but that's typically how it goes with DPS weapons as well. Once you get to OB6 is when weapons like really start to shine. So yeah, that's pretty much Tifa's lightning gloves. It is interesting too that lightning gloves is casting magic ice and not lightning. I don't know, kind of silly to me, but yeah, that's Tifa's build. She's just a very strong magic ice DPS. But if you have someone like Full Throttle Cloud, which is not a limited setup, or you have Yuffie's like Little Red Wreath with the rocker guitar setup too, both really strong magic ice setups, I would say Tifa is not like a super necessity for your account if you have either of those two setups built already, especially since you have to, let's say, at least get this weapon to OB6 to really make it worth it in the long run. So yeah, but either way, if you do somehow get this to OB6, OB10, you're going to be cooking with a very strong magic ice Tifa that does utility and exploit at the same time. It's really good. So yeah, that's Tifa. And now let's go over to Aerith. So Aerith has the, oh yeah, well, let's talk about the outfit real quick. It's the same thing as Tifa's, but it's Aerith. Like how her hair is set up. I like, again, I like the little highlights in her hair. Like kind of how the weapon looks. Yeah, I mean, it's a cool fit. I haven't played Final Fantasy XIII before, but I always thought Lightning was like a badass character. So it's a trilogy I do want to play eventually one day. I hope they remaster it for like modern consoles. But anyway, that's a whole other story. So the Guardian Corps uniform here for Aerith. Boost physical defense all allies. So this is the R ability stat, like that's on guild weapons and whatnot, plus 15 points, which means you automatically get a physical defense boost of 20% to all your allies, which is really nice. And then we are getting Soldier's Pride. So this is like the first healing arcanum I feel in this game. I don't think we've had an R ability of plus 35 on a heal stat on like a costume before. That's insane. That is very high. I think the previous high was like maybe 20%, 35% on a heal. On our ability on a costume is really nice. And then you get all allies ATB plus 2 when the battles begin. So that's like the ATB boost at the beginning of the battle. That's really cool for the whole party. Yeah, I really like this outfit because when it comes to Aerith, she has a lot of fits in this game, but I feel like I'm always using either the crimson one for the Reprieve, or I'm using the Bahamut costume for the boost attack all allies. And now I feel this is something that can fit into some certain setups and certain builds. Like if you really need that high healing boost, this thing is amazing. Plus the extra ATB at the beginning, extra defense to everybody. So yeah, I actually do really like this costume here for Aerith. All right, so Lightning's Rod. So we are getting applying a magic damage bonus. When using magic ability damage, deal bonus damage equal to 20% of the damage dealt for 30 seconds. So this is like an AoE thing. I think the adult Sephiroth had this with this like Kiku Ichimanji or whatever the weapon was called. So he had that, but I feel this type of R ability is definitely better on a character like Aerith. Support characters, support healers that are, just do their best to support the other characters, mainly the DPS characters do better, or you know, for survivability. When it comes to this other stat right here, when she's doing physical defense, increase all allies, low to mid, 70% HP or more. And then, yeah, magic heals cast 5%, little tiny heal. And then on the first use, you get an increased command gauge plus 50%. That's pretty cool. So, like, if she uses this weapon, like, immediately at the start of the battle, everyone's, like, attack stance will be pretty much max. You don't have to, like, wait for that, you know, the first, like, what, 10 seconds or so for that red diamond to fill out. Aerith would just max it out, like, immediately. So, that's actually really, really nice. So, then she's got boost heal and buff debuff extension. Really good R abilities for Aerith. Magic attack boost, heal boost, and all cure slot. All cure slot's always nice to have on Aerith. So yeah, I like this weapon. It's kind of like a reverse Kamara wand. See, if you don't know, Kamara wand, like one of the best weapons in the game for a long, long time. That did physical attack AoE with magic defense AoE. This weapon is doing magic damage bonus AoE, but physical defense AoE. It's like kind of like the opposite of both sides. But magic bonus damage I like better because that means she can still apply magic attack up with like her secondary weapon, or someone else can just do magic attack up. So it's like stacking damage. So if someone can apply magic attack up, she can apply magic bonus damage, and then you're stacking those two buffs together for you know, a lot of damage. So that's really cool. So yeah, OB0 or OB1, you are getting, what, 40 seconds now? So it's an extra 10 seconds there, 20 seconds on here now for the physical defense, a little bit extra, tiny more on that magic heal, and 42 and 18 on the R abilities. OB6, you're at 25% now, so an extra 5% on the magic ability damage. Physical defense is high now. You get high in one cast. That's really nice. So Aerith doesn't have actually any high AoE physical defense weapons in this game. She has Bahamut Rod that only goes to mid, so that's really nice. So high in one cast for that. That's really good. And you get magic heal 7%, and then it goes to 75% on the first use for the command gauge increase, so that's cool. First use, I'll talk about that after I finish going through this. So 54 heal and 30 on the buff debuff extension. Really solid R abilities. And yeah, OB10, we are going, what, to an extra 5% now, so 30% now, and we go to 60 seconds on that AoE buff. It's a 20-second extension. That's, like, insane. And then we get a high again, so 7% on the heal, 75%. So command gauge increase, the only real downside to it being a first use is, like, certain battles, like, was it Ginatak, who's always, like, using Dread or whatever to kill your command gauge. You're only able to use this weapon one time to kind of boost that back up. So that is, like, really the only downside to this command gauge boost being only a first use. But it's going to be really good for, like, dungeon rankings, battle rankings, things of that nature, where you might have status effects that are going to hinder your command gauge, and she can just use this weapon one time and boom, that thing is, like, maxed out probably. So pretty insane. I really like that. So yeah, overall, I typically favor support weapons in this game more than DPS weapons, especially when it comes to limited stuff. You know, when it comes to limited DPS weapon, well, DPSs in general are just a dime a dozen. Like I said, there's so many alternatives. Like, you know, Tifa, arguably, yeah, she's like the best magic ice damage dealer in the game now. But Cloud is actually really good too, especially if you combine it with this Advent Children weapon. It's full throttle with Advent Children, and Yuffie's really strong as well with the rocker guitar and little red reed. So that's why I say DPS dime a dozen. But stuff like this, support weapons, I feel you get a lot more bang for buck. Again, Tifa is really good for ice in particular, but Aerith here is good for, like, any magic team, you know, because this magic damage bonus is applying to any magic team, any magic damage dealer. So that's really nice. And you know, physical defense all allies, it's going to be good for any team. So yeah, I really like this weapon. Even at a low overboost, I feel this weapon is good. Like, even at an OB0, OB1, you're getting at least mid on here, and then 20% damage increase on the buff too, with the 50% increased command gauge. So yeah, even at a low overboost, I think this weapon's pretty good and at least worth grabbing a copy of. For me personally, I would aim for OB6. OB10, it's kind of diminishing returns. You do get a little bit of extra 5% magic ability damage, but 4 extra copies to get to OB6 to OB10, I feel this weapon OB6 is perfectly fine if you are going to commit to this one. But also at a low overboost, if you're more casual to the game, this weapon will still be pretty good. And yeah. Yeah, I really like this weapon. I really like this build. Like I said, I really like this costume with this healing potency and the ATB all allies. And yeah, both good builds in their own way. Like I said, Tifa's more focused toward just magic ice in particular, but Aerith, she's kind of, you know, support characters can be used in so many different ways. Aerith has just an insanely good kit with so much variety when it comes to her limited weapons, at least. And this one, you know, is just another weapon that can be really good in many situations. This one's gonna be really good for magic teams in particular. You know, magic teams, and if you need that extra physical defense, you know, it's like a double whammy. And there's definitely gonna be content, you know, built specifically for this weapon, like, you know, how Kamar was for all those years. 2 years. Yeah. So yeah, I think these two in particular are going to work well together in the upcoming dungeon ranking, I think, next week. That's going to be focused around ice. So yeah, these two will be a good 1-2 punch if you're somehow able to get like both their weapons, you know, built out pretty well. If you're, you know, I'm saying that assuming that most people watching my videos are like light spenders. If you're a whale or whatever, you know, or dolphin, I'm sure you're going to be pulling deep no matter what anyways. So yeah, I really like this build. In particular, I would probably go deeper on Aerith because I build her the most in this game. Like I said, I'm really good on Magic Ice already with my Cloud, with my Yuffie, so you know, I wouldn't need Tifa, even though I would really like Tifa. But you know, when it comes to my crystals and whatnot, you gotta make some tough decisions. You know, 58k, it's not a lot. You know, when it comes to pulling 2 pages on a banner, it's gonna probably be like at least like 40 something K, I would say, give or take. Ends November 27th, so you have time to make a decision on this. I would say if you are, you know, there might be more characters in this crossover, so every single Final Fantasy crossover we've had in this game, it's been Aerith, Tifa, Cloud, and Sephiroth, young Sephiroth. So Cloud and young Sephiroth, I would assume, will probably be coming later. They'll probably get their own double banner if you know, if the trends, you know, indicate anything. So yeah, if you want to wait and see what they get first before you make a decision on here, I think that would be wise. But yeah, I really like the Aerith setup. Tifa's really powerful too for ice teams, so yeah, really good. And now we got Cid's Ultimate Weapon that's also on this banner. So the Venus Gospel does 2000% physical magic non-elemental damage, also applies physical weapon boosts CUC ability plus 30%, and magic weapon damage, whatever, UC ability plus 30%. So it's like kind of like a 30% increase in damage to the whole party, as long as they don't have this already. I think what's his name? I think Cloud is the only character that has this specific R ability on his Advent Children weapon. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if anyone else has this besides him at the moment. You can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but yeah. Now Cid can just do like it's kind of just like an AoE buff for damage to the party, as well as extra ATB, 2 ATB as well, 2 uses. Buff debuff extension and stream phase haste boost. So 25 points means you get applies haste on all allies when a stream phase is activated. If you don't know what a stream phase is, that's when the sigil phase like kicks off. So extra 15 seconds of haste when a sigil phase kicks off. That's really nice to have too. So yeah, really solid ultimate weapon here for Cid. Kind of just giving extra damage, extra ATB to the party, as well as haste when, you know, sigil phases are, you know, in the battle. So yeah, really solid weapon here. If you all porn on any of these banners, I wish you all the best of luck in getting this. It's always a very low draw rate when it comes to these ultimate weapons, so if you're able to pull them, you know, it's always really, really nice. So yeah, that's gonna cover it, I think, for the Tifa and Aerith Final Fantasy 13 crossover banner. What do y'all think of these two characters? What do y'all pulling on? What are y'all favoring? Y'all favoring Tifa? Y'all favoring Aerith? You're going to go on deep on both of them, going to get both costumes. You're more casual to the game, you just want to get the costumes, you don't really care about the weapon boosting and all that stuff, you know, let me know in the comment section below. So yeah, it's going to cover it for the banners. Let's go through the rest of the content updates. A lot of stuff going on here. So let's start from dungeon ranking. We got the Chow statue coming soon, dungeon ranking. I already said this, Ice is going to be good for this, so probably Magic Ice Tifa with Magic Ice Cloud with Aerith, probably your meta team right there, I would assume. But yeah, that's coming next week. Dungeon ranking. Yeah, look forward to it. Next thing. There's a campaign going on right now, Final Fantasy XIII Series crossover campaign. We're getting special login bonuses. Just log in every day. You'll eventually get 3,000 blue crystals. There's a daily 10 draw for every day up to 29 days. For a limited time, 100% rewards increase for weapon and synth Kyle's quests. And then we are getting login. You get your typical like 750 blue crystals with ingots and Astro Wind every week. There's panel missions going on right now to get a lightning wallpaper and the new lightning enemy ability, which is something brand new to the game as well. So if you go to the missions here, clear out all these panel missions, pretty straightforward stuff. If you go to level 9, where you clear out everything, we are getting a new enemy ability. So something brand new to the game, like enemy skill, right? So you get Army of One, deal 500% physical, magic, non-elemental damage. Also, physical attack is increased, low to high, and then magic attack is increased, low to high. It has a charge speed of 500, which is very, very fast. It says level 1 out of 5, so I'm assuming you're going to level this up, and these stats are going to change over time. I think you leveled up through like a stream, like some kind of stream like we do with like, you know, summons and the characters, things like that. So I can't really see what this weapon or this ability looks like at a higher overboost yet, but I'm assuming this ability will get better as you level this ability up. This by the way is replacing your summon or limit break. You know, you equip this, summon or limit break. So something brand new to the game, and yeah, that's actually really, really cool. Let's go look at some other stuff here. So outside of that, we got the new event, the Flash of Destiny, Final Fantasy XIII. Let's check it out in the events here. So Flash of Destiny, there's a new story event, so check that out. There's solo content, there's co-ops. So yeah, typical stuff. Just clear out all the stuff, or clear out all your first clears in these event battles. And then you'll be able to exchange, well, you grind out more materials here to exchange them for a new Angel weapon, which is the Lightning Sword. Does physical attack is decreased low to mid, and then it does physical defense is increased low to low, yeah, or OB10 low to mid. So it's mid to mid. So OB10 mid to mid on both of these. Actually, not bad for a free weapon. HP and physical defense are the R abilities. So yeah, free weapon. Army of One's Memory. So I'm assuming this is going to level up the new what's it called, enemy skill that we're going to eventually get. So yeah, gotta eventually get these stream nodes to level up in the stream, I assume. Getting 5-star weapon gotcha tickets. Oh, you get 4 of them here. That's actually a decent amount. You get 1 more here too, so you get 5 total. You get a Branding Stone, Astro Wind, Attacker Memories, Healer Memories, Power Branding Stones, gotcha tickets. So yeah, typical stuff here. The other thing here, the Feather of the White Chocobo, you can get the Blizzard Blow Cross recipe and the Blizzard Cross recipe. Ruin 5-star materia, refined mithril ingots, Angio specific weapon parts, very, very valuable. Synth Catalyst, Knight, 10 out of 10. And then it's your typical stuff. So yeah, same thing. Farm out the event. I want to check out this story. I'm kind of curious like how this story is and whatnot. But yeah, your typical event here. Just farm it out, get all the stuff from the shop, and yeah. It's pretty much what we've been doing since day one. Yeah, Final Fantasy XIII Series crossover draw, Tifa and Aerith on now. All right, there's a new step-up draw as well as the daily free 1 draw, which I have not done either of these yet, so I'm going to do these with y'all right now. So a daily free 1 draw. So if you look at the odds on this thing, you can actually get the ultimate weapon here for Cid, which would be insane to get this on a 1 draw. Tifa's and Aerith's weapon are also amplified as well, 1%. So does that mean you actually have a 1% chance to get this per draw? So you have like a 2.3% chance to get one of these 3 weapons. Everything else, you know, is in here as well. So I assume this rate is not going to be great, but you know, let's see what happens here. It's only 1 draw. Couldn't even be 10, really. I assume 10 would have been way too overpowered. Oh, I got a blue. Let's go. Hey, I got Aerith's weapon. Let's go. We got a blue. Oh, okay, we also get this medal here. So, traded for items in the Final Fantasy XIII series crossover exchange. If we go back and read this, so it says, very small font here. Weapons will appear are the same as the the crossover draw, the main one with Tifa and Aerith. By collecting Final Fantasy XIII series crossover weapon medals times 15, you can actually pick and obtain a Final Fantasy XIII series crossover weapon. So that's actually really cool. So we're essentially, I think, getting a free copy of both of these weapons, I think, like one copy each, I think, as long as you just do this every day, I think, right? I think that's how it is. So yeah, just don't forget to do your daily free run draw, get your medals, and yeah, you'll be able to at least get, a free copy of these weapons over time. So that's actually going to make it, a tad easier to get some of these weapons to OB6, OB10, so that's really, really nice. And then our free 10 draw. So I'm going to do this with y'all as well. I don't think the event weapons are going to be in this draw though. Ooh, 3. Zack, Cloud, Nanaki. All weapons that I have OB10, so whatever. Been playing this game as long as I have. Yeah, a lot of stuff that's OB10. All right, we also got a step-up draw, so you can do a free pull on this step-up draw as well. I think the crossover weapons are in this one too, so if you get really lucky, you can get a copy from here. And I did not get very lucky. Oh, I got a blue of Tifa's weapon, so there we go. All right, so I think that's all the freebies. So yeah, go ahead and do that yourselves. And yeah, don't forget to do that daily free one draw. Very, very important. Yeah, new feature is enemy abilities. So characters can now equip enemy abilities. So yeah, they essentially replaced the limit break or the summon. It works pretty much the same way. Enhancing enemy abilities or obtaining an enemy ability unlocks the enemy ability stream, and an enemy ability can be enhanced by progressing through its stream through using a specific item. So yeah, those memories from the shop, I feel, are going to be boosting that stream when it comes to the new lightning enemy ability. So yeah, something brand new to the game, and that could be coming very handy for specific battles, certain builds, things like that. So yeah, I kind of like that. Player maximum level increase from 200 to 250. I'll be honest with y'all, I didn't even know this game had a max, a max of like 200. I thought it was like unlimited. I'm level 156, so yeah, if anyone was stuck at 200, you can get the 250 now. So there you go. There's co-ops battles right now. Shiva and Ramu. Did they replace the first clears? I don't think they did. Let's see, join the co-ops. So Shiva and Ramu. Now these are, if you haven't completed these streams yet for either of these summons, you can just farm out these noble memories or the regular memories. If you're more newer to the game, I assume you haven't done that yet. So this is more, I feel, for newer players or players that just kind of just neglected leveling up their summons, because it is kind of a long grind. But yeah, the co-ops are here to help you facilitate that grind. All right, so think that is mostly it. They did add something new that I just noticed. They have a skip battle thing here, so it's kind of like I'm not sure if it's daily or not, but you can skip certain content. It's like certain daily battles to kind of facilitate your dailies, get through them much quicker. So that is actually a really nice little enhancement here. Get through your dailies much quicker. It's always welcome. So I'm gonna try this out. So I haven't done this yet. I'll do this. Yeah, we'll just pick this one right here. And then we'll do a daily. I don't know. I'll do this one. Skip this one too. Oh. Okay. Well, okay. I skipped this, the Eligor daily. And then I guess I'll skip this one. All right. So that's, very easy. Cool. I like that. So I assume we can skip 4 battles per day, or I hope this is not like weekly or something. But yeah, I guess we skip 4 battles today per day. So yeah, we could skip the weapon part thing. And there we go, free weapon parts. And skip the guild quest. There we go. I think that's, you know, 4 battles that I saved time on by just skipping them. So that's really cool. Very welcome addition to the game. I kind of wish this was you know, in here much earlier, but you know, glad they're adding more stuff to the game, more quality of life things, and yeah, that is very welcome. All right, I think that's going to mostly cover it for this video, covering the Final Fantasy XIII crossover and the new events and stuff and whatnot. So yeah, what do y'all think of the new banner? Which character are you going to favor? Are you going to pull on more favor Tifa? Are you going to favor Aerith? Gonna pull hard on both? Let me know in the comment section below. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this Ever Crisis video. If y'all found this video helpful or entertaining, please give this video a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all on the next one. Later.